everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Orabio Nanikore. My name is Ash, and Christmas came early because SheGlam sent me yet another round of doing a full face of makeup challenge, and they went a little overboard this time. So this is not really much of a challenge because of how much they sent me of every single step. So without further ado, we're just gonna go straight into the haul. So there are so many boxes on the floor. My kitten has been playing with it non-stop. So we're gonna start off with all the foundations that we got because there are multiple different types of foundation. First and foremost, we have two powder high coverage foundations, both in the shade Nude and Shell. I already knew that Shell was my go-to shade, but I'm thinking Nude is gonna be more of a winter shade. And then we have the full coverage foundation balm, also in the shade Shell and Nude. And then we also have the high coverage stick foundation. They're liquid foundations, which I already really like in the classic Shell. They sent me 6 different foundations to try out. And let me tell you, it doesn't stop there because they came out with something called a mixer, like a glow mixer. So you're supposed to mix this or add it on top of your foundation, and it takes your matte foundation and turns it into a glossy finish. So we have it in the shade light neutral and fair neutral. SheGlam always hooks me up with every single step. We also have contour, liquid contour, and liquid blush, as well as bronzer. We got my favorite mascara in the entire world. I use this quite literally every day. I don't like the color of the packaging, but I don't care because that's how good this mascara is. This is the palette that they went with. It's very fall, it's very festive, and it even has a little bit of like a pH tone. Like you can use it for your lips, you can use it as blush, but it changes to the color of your pH, and I always like that. And then this is something a little bit different, but super useful. They sent me the Vanilla Sculpt All About That Face multifunctional face palette. So we got multiple shades of blush, we got some highlight, we got different contour shades, but then we also got some color correcting, especially right here. This will help with those red spots or rosacea that you might have. And then of course, they did send me this really cute serum. It's the Melon Melt Niacinamide serum. And then they also sent me a matte finish setting spray, as well as a 3-in-1 setting powder. So they sent me not only a stick click concealer, but also a tube of concealer, and let me tell you, I'm kind of digging the tube. So they sent me a couple of collaboration beauty products, and so the 2 things that they sent me was this Save the Day Lip Care from their Powerpuff Girls collaboration, as well as this Blossom glitter stick. Look at that. Look at that. It looks like a dessert, but it's for your lips, and let me tell you, it is so creamy. And my lips went from busted and chapped to looking cute, hydrated, and glossy, literally with one swipe. And also, they did send me another lip care product. This one is the Crystal Glaze Moisturizing Lip Care. See, they were already like very hydrated, but now they're glossy. See? Do you see the difference between my bottom lip and my top lip? But then they sent me one of their lip muds. This is the shade Soft Haze Lip Blur. And let me tell you, it looks like you have a blur effect on your lips. And I don't know about this one. I think this is just gonna be for tight lining, because this is supposed to be an eyeliner. You barely put any pressure and it's on, so I'm thinking it's gonna be really good for tight lining or getting on the waterline. I did get a cream concealer as well as a lip liner with a built-in sharpener in the lid. Super smart. 10 out of 10 packaging design. So I got 2 different Care Bear collaboration eyeliners, and I'm actually obsessed with these. Not only are they fuzzy, but they work really well. Purple. Usually whenever I get an eyeliner, a colored eyeliner, it'll be like super watery and it's not like very colorful at all, especially with the white ones. I have bought several different brands of white eyeliner and they literally have never worked. Never worked. Even like fresh out of the box, trying to get it to work, it won't work. But SheGlam, look at that. I don't even have to hold it up to camera. You can see it from all the way over here. That was very little pressure too. And this thing, fine tip. Speaking of which, so it's not an under eyelash stamp, but it is the tiniest angled liner and it is perfect for just flicking on some lower lashes. And this is one of the things that I'm super excited about because, again, the same problem with the white liner. I love putting white like right here on my eye. And this is not only pigmented, but it's not dry. Like you don't have to drag it on your waterline. It literally just applies on so vividly with so little effort. I don't have to like rub it to get it to work like I have with other brands. But this, baby, it works on the first try. They sent me this nice classic blush set, but I'm more excited about these. These are their Lunar Orbit blush ball and highlighter that makes your cheeks look so glossy. And this is so glittery, but the packaging, look at it. They are literally planet shaped or like asteroid shaped. I love it whenever packaging is not only fun and cute, but the product itself is actually really good. And then last, but definitely not least, I really underestimated this one whenever I first tried it. Browfection Angled Brush and Dip. So you click it like this and it will dip the brush into the pot down here. And then you open it. Now this brush looks really thick, but then it just blurs out perfectly. Now that we've gone through what all I got, we are going to be putting together a very simple yet very elegant makeup look. And I'm gonna go for a Cold Girl Coquette Pink Wintery vibe. So we're gonna go straight into it. So first things first, we're gonna take the primer, get a nice squirt going on here, and we're just gonna work it into the skin. So it gives you the tackiness that you want in a primer, because you want the makeup to stick to your face. So I like to do contour underneath my foundation. So we are gonna take the SheGlam contour brush in the shade Hazelnut Latte. We're gonna do the classic e-girl contour nose because that's just my go-to. I like how it looks and I'm gonna do it every day of my life. So we're gonna swipe underneath. It could be like kind of in a circle or it can be straight across, you do you. But you just really want to get the shadow underneath your nose. And then you're gonna pull up to your brow on both sides. Like so, like that. You're just gonna connect the circle across your face like that, so that we create a cute little button right here. So we're gonna blend out that nose with a sponge. If you're more of a brush girly, you do you, but I just never can blend it as well with a brush versus an actual makeup sponge. So if you have really, really dark circles like I do, you're gonna wanna use two different colors of concealer. First, you're gonna wanna take like a peachy toned one or an orange toned concealer and put it right over where your dark spots are. And then we're gonna take our actual shade of concealer that we want on top of that. We're gonna do dot, dot, not a lot, dot, dot, not a lot, because you can always build up. You wanna do it layer by layer instead of caking it on, because then it will literally crumble off of your face if you do that. So, and conceal that little dot on your nose that we made. and then a small line on the bridge of your nose. Coolio. And now we're gonna move on to the foundation. And since I was raving about the Balm foundation earlier of how full coverage it is, yet lightweight, I'm going to be using that today. It starts out as like just like a gel. It's quite literally a putty, but then you take 2 circles of activating it and it turns into a liquid. Like, how it goes from like gel to liquid, I don't really know. But because it's a wax base, it's also going to be like sweat proof and splash proof. So we're just gonna apply it with a brush and blend it with the Beauty Blender. And then the same thing applies when blending out your foundation. You want to work in layers rather than caking it all on up front. Okay, now that we have our base on, it is time to do some of the fun stuff. We're gonna take a fluffy brush and start with this shade right here and kind of fluff it all over the lid. This is gonna be our base color because it's like the closest to skin color. Okay, and then we're gonna dip it into this pink neutral shade, and we're gonna just highlight the crease of the eye, or create one if you have a monolid. And then after that, we're gonna start adding a little bit of dimension. So we're gonna dip into this slightly brownish pink color, and we are only gonna do like half of the eye and just really blend it out. Okay, so the next step is that we're gonna take a more angled brush. Love this one because it is double-sided, so double trouble up in here. So I'm gonna take an angled brush and then I'm gonna dip into like a more darker shade. Now you can use either shade, but I'm gonna always go towards this shimmer shade. And we're gonna create like a concept of a wing, not like a true wing. It doesn't have to be like very sharp or anything, but we're just gonna add that final layer of dimension that we were going for right where you would put a wing, but you can make it a little messy. With that same angled brush, we're gonna be dipping into that medium pinkish brown, and we're gonna just highlight the bottom waterline and kind of just drag it out. Okay, and because this is a Douyin inspired look, it won't be complete without an aegyosal. So make sure you don't do it like too far down or too far up or too far in the middle. You want to kind of just do it, start at the middle and then draw it slightly like curved upwards towards where your wing will be. There we go. Now that we have our aegyosals on, we are going to define the shape once again, and right in between where you just made that line, right above the line, is where you put the concealer to really highlight it. Shadow and highlight. Then we're gonna dip into this nice bright shimmer shade, and we are just going to pop that in the inner corners. Extra attention. Okay, so the next step after that is going to be eyebrows. So we get to use that cool eyebrow contraption I showed you earlier, where you just click it to dip it, and then you fill in your brow. and it's quite literally like magic. Quite literally magical. Look at that. I went from having no brow to having a brow. And it was very easy. And just like that, I have eyebrows. So we're gonna do like a low-key version of the 2016 brow. So we're gonna go back into that angled brush. And we're only gonna do like 1/4 of the brow, just like a little bit of the tip, just to define them and really cut them into place. Okay, now that your eyebrows are on fleek, it is time. We are going to turn this matte foundation into a shimmer or a glossy foundation because we are going to use the Sunburst Glow Mixer. We're gonna use the shade Fair because we're doing a wintry look, so the brighter the better. So now that we have the glow mixer on top, it is my favorite part, which is the blush and the highlight. So I'm going to be using this because it's adorable. And then we're gonna generously apply it. Now it is creamy, so you don't have to use a lot of force. And then we're gonna focus more on the upper temples. And it is a little sheer, but it is very beautiful. So cute. Okay, so for the cold girl look, you're gonna want to have your blush a little high up into the cheeks. You don't want to drag it out all the way across because then it gives you more sunburnt look, which is summery. And we're going for cold. So high blush that drags into the top of your cheekbones, and then a generous amount on your nose, because Jack Frost do be nipping at noses. And then a little bit on the chin. So now that I look shivery, it's time to add the powder, add the snow, add the shimmer. And this as well is very creamy, so you don't have to use a lot of force. Just tap it gently on your finger, get a nice swirl going on. It is super pigmented. Tap that on your nose, drag it on your line right there, and that will complete the look for your perfect e-girl nose. And then we're just gonna swipe it on the cheek. Look at that. My highlighter can cut through glass, cut through steel, cut through some cake, because I'm going to a Friendsgiving after this. And then, of course, you also want to apply it to your Cupid's bow. And because it is so shimmery, I'm also going to use it as the shimmer for my eyeshadow. So you want it like right in the center of your eye to create a halo effect. It is just that pigmented. Okay, so you always want to start with lights before you apply darks. So we are gonna take this brightening creamy eye and we're just gonna effortlessly work it into the waterline. Watch this. It is that easy. It's quite literally that easy. Did you see how I didn't even try? And it went on perfectly. I didn't get it in my eye, and it just applies without having to force it to apply. And then I do also like to add a little bit of white liner right here. With this look, you kind of want to go with like a cute little puppy wing, but because my eyeliner is a little dry, because I love it that much, it is the SheGlam Pro Precision Waterproof Liquid Liner. She a little dry because I've used her a lot. So if this ends up being more of an alt wing than a cute little like puppy wing, that's okay. That's okay. Now, because I'm going to be using the angled liner or drawing on my lower lashes, I'm not gonna put mascara on my lower lashes. But I'm gonna put it on my upper lashes, and you're gonna see like an instant transformation of my lashes going from like non-existent to being jet black and cute. Look at that. Okay, so now we're gonna draw on my lower lashes. There we go. Kind of cute. There we go. Super cute. I love drawing on fake lashes. I already have highlighter on, but I'm just gonna use this because I'm just curious on how it looks. I'm gonna add a little to my nose. Ooh, it is super pigmented and creamy. I wasn't expecting that. And then again, Cupid's bow. Okay, so next up, we're gonna be doing the lip mud. How it just blurs out your lips like instantly. It goes from a liquid and then it kind of like solidifies, but not all the way. It stays creamy so that it doesn't dry out your lips, and yet it's still a matte. This is super nice. This was the shade Soft Haze. Okay, and so that brings us down to one of our final steps, which is gonna be setting. You can do powder or you can do spray. I'm a powder girly, so I'm gonna go with more of a powder finish. Dip into it. All right, and then the last step is to just simply put the cherry on top. And these are also SheGlam lashes. And then final step, lash time. And see, that just completes the look. There is our finished makeup look for the day. It is a simple, classic, Douyin inspired soft girl look. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment below what you'd like to see next, and hit that red subscribe button for more quality content from yours truly. And now please enjoy the rest of my makeup, the rest of the look.